My job was to oversee the direction of the entire build, ranging from concept art all the way to finished product that you see on the convention floor or in film. I specialize in making the sword, the wreath, and the wing frame that you see, the massive 18-foot wide wings.
I really enjoyed taking these iconic elements of this character and turning them into something that is real and physical while still maintaining that sort of ornate look to it. It was challenging, but ultimately to see it brought to real life, it's very fulfilling.
The cool thing about designing a costume or a cosplay for any character is that it's not just what you see on the outside, it's all the little details that other people aren't even going to see. It's stuff that you're going to notice when you build it, and it makes you proud to be a part of the costume. And you're not just breathing life into a costume, you're breathing life into a character, which means you're going above and beyond and in depth to a world that nobody else has even discovered yet.
Bringing Velajuel to life realistically opened up some really cool opportunities for everyone. Talking about the wings, it was really cool to be able to do them a little more differently than you see them in the game. They aren't more so realistic. There's no joint for the wings to bend in the game, so looking into encyclopedias and different types and species of birds and how their wings move and open and close and you know, all of that, it was really cool to tie that in to the realistic cosplay that we did. I studied a lot of different types of birds like pigeons, flamingos, chickens, trying to see what maybe had the best type of wing shape to then put on the cosplay. So just so you know, Velajuel has pigeon wings.
So the challenge was to take all of these really iconic elements of the character and make them fit human proportions while still retaining that very iconic look of his.
So not only were we readjusting proportions, but we also wanted to give it that medieval fantasy authenticity. So we wanted to use real materials where we could. Every bit of red fabric you see on that suit is leather. We used bronze leather, sheepskin leather, cowhide leather. Wherever we could, we wanted to make sure there were authentic pieces to this suit. Because in Velajuel's world, it's not a costume, it's what he wears. This is functional.
The feeling of leather, you know, it's soft, and leather's always sexy. It was repetitive, because you can't really hand sew it.
I think definitely from a standpoint of the armor, it was way better because you actually get to see more of the armor and how it actually fits on the character. So I think that the biggest part was just the materials and the way that we chose to do a lot of things is kind of what took it out of just the normal cosplay realm and made it into something a little bit better.
The favorite aspect of the suit, in my opinion, was the armor. I loved it. All the pieces kind of being put on the person just really, really brought it to life for me. Obviously everybody's, I won't say speak for everybody, but the wings were pretty freaking epic. But if you just have wings and you don't have all those pieces of armor, it all plays a part in each other, but for me, it just really, really added the cherry on top.
I actually really love the chest piece a lot. I just love that the design, and it's very, like, you can tell, because just from all the other characters in the game, it's very easy to tell which one is Velajuel compared to even the other archangels and stuff like that.
We started out with just fabricating everything out of foam like typically is kind of seen everywhere, but the big thing that we did this time for mainly durability was we took rubber molds of all of the foam armor, then we cast it all in epoxy resin and laid fiberglass in it for strength. So that's positives and negatives to it. Mainly paint doesn't like to stick to it as much, but you end up with a much more durable product.
It's biased, but it's the sword. My favorite visual aspect for sure. That sword's just beautiful. I like that it's two-pronged and that we have a floating jewel in the middle. That's pretty cool.
There's more to this suit than what you see on the con floor or in the promo videos. You know, there's a story behind this character. There's not one in the game, but we kind of as a team came together and wrote something for this costume.
As a team, we all took inspiration from different works of art, literature, movies, video games, fantasy, and we all kind of poured it into how we would see this suit and this character realistically. We wanted Velajuel to be representative of Summoner's War. And what makes it really cool is he is this symbol of a world that we still don't know everything about. There's all sorts of new places to discover. It's a universe of imagination and locations and characters that he's been to and he's been through. So when you look at this suit, we wanted you to have this really cool and interesting glimpse into that world through the eyes of us, normal people. And that's what makes it really cool.